Today we're going to talk about achievement and driving motivators to what actually makes you achieve. So firstly, motivation. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's real. Motivation is fleeting. So one day you feel motivated and the next week you go into a deep slump and you're just off, right? So what is it actually? Well, it's the discipline to stay on track and to stay on mission, even when you feel like not doing it. And that could just mean getting up on time to be able to actually journal and get to the task that's going to move the needle the most as an entrepreneur. And so if we let that slip, even by 10 minutes, you can think about it like this. That's 10 minutes further back from your goal that you now are, because you made a decision to sleep in for 10 minutes. Now, it might sound trivial, but that has a knock-on effect to the whole of your day. And it has a knock-on effect to how you approach getting things done and achievement, because you're just telling yourself, well, I can skip this a little bit. And you're cheating yourself. You're cheating yourself out of the glory of achievement and of who you say you could be. It's a bit like when it's raining and you say, it's raining, I couldn't possibly go for a run in the rain. Flip it and actually go for that run and just feel how much more dangerous you feel as a human, as a man, as a woman, because you're someone that goes through adversity and you push through the challenge to become great. I want to share something because I often get asked, why is it timjscastle.com? If you've gone to my website, you'll see it's timjscastle.com. Yeah, I'm an author. My name's Tim Castle. I write non-fiction books, and most of the time they're either around negotiation, sales, or just living a better life and how you do that through your self-image and your mindset. And so why is it Tim J.S. Castle? Well, the J and the S are important parts of who I am. So me, as a baby, gets named Timothy James Stevenson Castle. And the J stands for James. And the S is obviously Stevenson. And James and Stevenson, back in my family's lineage, in my family history, they were both important British inventors. So James stands for James Beeching. I've done some research and I had a look back in history. He was actually my great-great-great-grandfather back in, if I look over here on Wikipedia, 1788 to 1858. He was an English boat builder and he invented self-righting lifeboats, so a lifeboat. So he invented the first lifeboat ever back in the 1800s. And that's why I'm named James, because it's after my great-grandpa, James Beeching. And if you track that back, there's other James Beechings and you get back to this James Beeching, who was an inventor. Stevenson, let me just take another look, comes from my great uncle. And around us, it comes from my great uncle, George Stephenson. And around the same time period, 1820, he invented the first steam train with his son, Robert Stephenson. My dad is actually called Robert as well. So you can see if you go back in history, these names mean something. So you've got two inventors, George Stephenson, back in 1820, inventing the first locomotive driven by steam, Stephenson's rocket. And it's available to go see. I think it was in the Science Museum in London, and now maybe it's up in Manchester. But that means something to me. And I'm sure it means something to you. If you're ever lacking motivation in achievement, what about making your last name count for something? What about carrying on your family's lineage? And I've looked at this and I've looked at myself and I've looked at who I want to be. And in times of desperation, in times when the world feels like it's crumbling down and I maybe don't have the money, don't have the opportunity, maybe something cancels, maybe I got signed up to do masterclass and it cancelled, and a big contract with lots of money got taken away from me. Maybe these things happened. And I can either look at that and go, well, that's the end of the road. I'm going to go into victimhood and go into being a sad sack, sitting around and being lazy. Or I can go, now is the time for your greatest advantage. You can pull out of you your last name. You can take solace in the fact that you're here to carry on your family's last name and that you have it in you to make something great with your life. Patrick Bet-David did the same thing. He was at a party when he was young, maybe 21 years old, with his father. And his father got insulted by a family friend. And this family friend made a derogatory comment to his father. And Patrick was so enraged, so infuriated, so changed by that exchange that he went, never again will someone say something like that to you, Dad. Never again. They will know your last name. The world will know your last name. So he took that moment and turned it into fuel to carry him through the hard times, to carry him through the times of doubt and worry and anxiety that come to us all. Yet he's able to continue, because it's the people that continue in that win. The people that sit down, eat the Cheetos, that are lazy and fat and actually take the easy road, unfortunately, they don't win in life because they're doing the things that are easy. It's the people that are willing to take the hardship and understand that that means they are on the pathway to greatness, and have that fuel that comes from something like an insult to his father's family name, to say, I will carry this name forward. I have that same motivation. I come from a history of inventors. That's powerful. I take gratitude in that, but I also take courage in that. The fact is that I have two great uncle or great grandfather that actually changed history. You know, got the first train here and the first lifeboat. What do you think that's like? That's two vehicles back in the 1800s that now existed because people had the courage to go against the grain. They got laughed at. They had to do hard things. George Stephenson has to dismantle his train, take it up to the north of England, compete in a race against other trains and train builders to show that his train was the best and could do what he said it could do and could survive in the face. And he got people behind him, and he raised investment, and he got people to believe in a vision that only they could see. Like, they did that against all odds. Imagine inventing the first lifeboat, James Beeching. That's going out on the open seas and proving that this boat can capsize and come all the way around, and it can right itself, and it can go out and save lives, not in calm seas, in seas that are the most outrageous seas, the most deadly seas, that are going and putting someone's life on the line and saying, we're going to go save that person. We're going to go into the adversity, into the storm, and we are going to go. We are so confident in this boat and ourselves and what we've built that we have belief. And so this is what the point I've been building towards is. You need to either just take courage in your last name and tell the world that you're going to make it something. Have that belief in you. You need to believe in you. And what I found, and when my life changed for the better, was when I found something that I was proud of myself for. And you need that. You need to be proud of yourself for something. If you don't have that, no one can give that to you. So you must find something that you are proud of you for doing. Get something big, go out. And if you don't have it, make sure that you get out and do something about it. Get off the sofa, go for a run in the rain every day, do it consistently, shed some kilos and feel proud, because that's the way through. Put down the gaming console, put down the distraction. Stop doing the thing that's taking you away from being weak and go after the hard, because in the hard is your better self, and in the better self is the thing that you will find pride in of yourself, which will give you the courage to go bigger. We should always be pushing bigger. Don't listen to the voices and the opinions of others. Have the mental fortitude to quiet down the noise of other people's opinions that are trying to hold you back and tell you it can't be done. Don't believe in their doubt. When you're pushing to do something that someone in your family's never done before, they're going to come at you with skepticism. Your friends are going to try and pull you back because they don't want you to succeed, because it makes them feel inferior. It makes them doubt their own selves, and they have insecurity. So just know that these things are going on, and have the mental fortitude to block out that noise and to go, I will make something of myself. I will make my last name count for something. I will make my time on this earth matter, because you will be forgotten regardless. So you may as well make your life count for something and have an impact, either saving lives or changing the course of history forever. Put your message out there. You've been born to do something great. So go out and make sure that your last name counts for something, because it will be passed down from generation to generation. I know that my boys are going to pick up from where I have left off, and they're going to take our last name forward, and they're going to look at me as a role model to take this forward and say, Dad, we saw you overcoming challenges. We saw when those hard things happened, and we saw how you approached it, and that you never stopped and that you never gave up. And now we're going to take this forward and make our last name count for something. So even if you don't read my books, even if you don't watch my videos, even if you don't listen to my podcast, even if you don't join the School of Success and learn the skills of the future that I'm dropping for you in negotiation, sales, and living a better life, if you don't do any of that, my boys are going to continue for me where I left off, because I made an impact on them. And that is how you build your empire. You have to get super clear and super confident and believing in yourself and quieting down the noise of everyone else, because they're going to give you their opinions and they're going to be wrong. They're going to be wrong. And if you believe in their belief, in the failure of you, in the failure that it can't happen, you're putting chips on the table in their direction. And that is not what you should be doing. You should believe in your family's last name. You should believe in your ability to create something and to leave a legacy. And you do that. And even if you just take something from the fact that it is, like Patrick Bet David, that you're going to be the one to generationally change your family's lineage, generationally make an impact and make your name known, that's massive. So find something like that and then go out and make yourself proud. And that is a winning combination, because when you do that, when you have that pride in yourself, you will then be able to have more sticking power and more discipline, because it is discipline, not motivation, that's going to carry you forward. It's not the fleeting thing. It's the thing you do daily with consistency to build the habits around a lifestyle that you actually want to live. And that lifestyle means that you can do hard things daily and still do the things even when you're not motivated. You can still work out. You can still eat healthy. You can still sleep on time. You can still take the vitamins and the supplements to nourish your body and your mind. You can still read 10 pages a day. You can still infuse prosperity and opulence into your life so that you see a bigger picture. You can surround yourself with better people that are going where you're going to go and doing the things that you want to do. And you can still put yourself in new circles, and you can still push for greater, and you cannot settle, because that is what ultimately your family members and your friends will be trying to get you to do, to say, is enough not enough? Is this not enough for you? You've got the mansion, you've got the millions. Why do you keep going? Why do you keep putting yourself through this hard mountain to climb? And that's what they're going to be asking you. They're going to ask you to conform to their standard, not yours. Yet you have a different standard. You have a higher standard. You have a different level of belief, a different level of awareness. So don't take your eye off the game. Find something to be proud of yourself for. If you haven't done it yet, do it. Put down the easy stuff. Stop alcohol. It's easy to drink every day. It's easy to eat rubbish food. It's easy to go out and do drugs and take easy routes through life to distract yourself from the pain. Yet if you actually sit here and go, what do I want to create with my life? Who do I want to be at the end of it? Who do I want to be in a year? Who's watching? And then you start to really move forward with momentum. You start to actually put the core building blocks of your life together. And so I hope that this little man right here, come on in, Levi. I hope that the things we're doing together as a family are going to have an effect on him and build the empire of him, because everybody has a chance to do that and to carry their last name forward. So I hope this hit home, and I hope to see you on the next video. Subscribe if you like what we're putting down, and share this with anyone who needs to hear it.